Hi guys, welcome back to Daily Astrology. Today I'm going to be doing this video for the transit of Saturn, and in the transit Saturn is getting in the retrograde in motion from July 13th onwards. Now I promised in the monthly reading for the month of July that I will be recording the transit video for Saturn's retrograde because it's a crucial one, and I want to share some perspective with you guys as to how it can be impacting us. Now Saturn, of course, is considered to be a malefic, and thereby when a planet which is retrograded, which is considered to have a very high Cheshtabal, a part that is seen in the Shadbala. Many of you who come to my readings, I share the Shadbala scores as well for each of the planets with you guys. And there you would have noticed that it is a component, it's a part. And depending on the Shadbala score of a planet in your chart, you are able to realize that what sort of an impact, positive or negative, auspicious or inauspicious, can be seen in your life. And thereby, in general considerations, Saturn, which is considered to be a malefic, when he gets retrograded, usually because of that Cheshtabal being high, because now the Shadbala overall being higher than normal, the ability of this malefic planet to deliver results is increased. Now, whether or not Saturn's impact in your chart through the transits retrograde will be positive or negative will highly be dependent on the score, on the strength, on the dignity of Saturn in your natal chart. Now, again, I cannot be giving you general indications on that front. Very crudely speaking, somebody might say that an exalted Saturn in most of the charts or in the charts where it is a yoga karaka planet like that for Libra is usually delivering good results. But I have noticed that people with exalted Saturn in Libra or in other zodiacs as well, they tend to struggle with their lives even in their Saturn dashas in Sadesatis. Now, why is that? Because you've got to understand that what is the dignity? Is it direct? Is it retrograde? What is the Shadbala of your planet? How is it positioned? What house, what placement? And based on that, within the particular sign, what kind of points he is getting within Pisces, for example, if he is transiting right now, what sort of points he is getting. And thereby, you will be able to derive a much more comprehensive understanding. However, since it is my fiduciary responsibility to share a generalized perspective which can have an overarching effect, I will be talking during the course of this video to give you a sense that what you should anticipate. But the accurate measure of it will come through if you are able to analyze your natal version as well. I hope, folks, you get a perspective of what I'm trying to say here. And now we should just deep dive to see what sort of a impact you will see with this transit, folks. Now, for you guys, Cancerians, Saturn happens to be the lord of your seventh house and your eighth house, and he is getting retrograded in your ninth house itself. Now, seventh lord in the ninth house is not at all a bad situation to be in, but it's also the eighth lord in the ninth house, which brings some bit of not so cool situations in life. Now, I've been calling this out for all zodiacs. When Saturn is becoming retrograded in Pisces, he's almost like moving towards the sign of Aquarius, where you already have Rahu positioned in your eighth. And it is like the lord of work, profession, career, karmas, moving into the direction of illusion, into the sign, into the planet that is responsible for, AI, technology, digital transformation, something which is hidden. And you will see that during this transit, during this retrograde phase, this combination, and astrology works in combinations and yogas in conjunction. So this combination is going to bring some sort of a revelation at a mundane level. But even for you folks, you have to figure out a way as to how in your business, in your partnership, in your research, you can bring in some bit of learning, some bit of an understanding of these elements and adopt them. It becomes highly crucial. This is a bit I am trying to educate people who are watching my channel, because I just don't want to give a perspective from an astrology standpoint, but also bring the real activities which are happening on the ground in the world and connect them with the transitory impact so that you are prepared better to the best of my efforts. Okay. The other bit, now more from an astrology standpoint, which is going to be more, of interest to you, is that your seventh lord is in the ninth house and getting into retrogression. This means that somewhere there has been a lot of effort that you've been putting in your partnerships, in your relationship with your spouse, in your formal associations. And this is going to be a time where you are going to get some respite. You are going to see some reversal of that effort come back to you. Some returns of that investment should also come back to you. So it is going to materialize in a positive way. Now, we all know for the Cancer ascendant or for Cancer moon sign as well, if you're watching from a Rashi perspective, Saturn doesn't have the greatest relationship with you. He's not really friendly. In fact, he gets very uncomfortable around the Cancer sign. But the fact of the matter is that ninth house Saturn may not be as terrible. Yes, it creates the interest in spirituality at a deep level. I've talked about that in my Saturn and all house videos too. But here, what's happening is that the seventh lord was three places away. You were required to put that enormous amount of effort, energy, uh, taking pains to make things happen through the course of any affairs related to the seventh house. But now, when he is giving that retrograded impact, he is going to give you, because he is almost moving second to it himself from a seventh perspective, he is going to give you that leeway. He is going to cut some slack and let you relax, and maybe you will get something back. There will be some gains as well, unexpected, unprecedented, unimagined benefits coming you towards you from your relationship standpoint, from your partnership standpoint. So maybe you could do well from your business perspective. A deal that you were working on that was not materializing might come to fruition in some shape or form. You were putting a lot of effort in your relationship. You were facing challenges there, but it should start, giving you some benefit too. But at the same time, you stand that risk that being the eighth lord and now getting retrograded in the ninth, there could be certain bit of unexpected challenges as well. And I know that you guys will say, Dave, you tell one good thing on one side and something completely opposite on the in the other statement. But see, this is where you have to look into your natal dasha, antardasha, the strength and dignity of Saturn, as I was talking about in the start of the video, that what is his dignity, and accordingly you can see some impacts coming in, because there will definitely be a pivot for you. And you will realize that once that shift comes into play, there is some sort of an, some bit of a learning, some bit of a investment of your time, effort, energy has to go into areas that have been bothering you for a while. You've been avoiding certain segments, certain aspects for a long time. And this is a period where you'll have to revisit, close the books, close the chapter on those areas. And that could be anything. That learning can be in terms of your relationship, from your business partnership perspective, with your spouse, in your marriage, in your marital life, or it could be with respect to your career, work, profession. From a business perspective, you've made some mistakes, but you just want to keep moving ahead, running, unless and until you go back and fix those problems or learn as to what you need to do. How do you adapt to fix those problems? Unless that is addressed, you are not going to find respite, even once he becomes direct post November. So you have to be careful on that front. So I don't see that as a negative, guys, but I definitely see that there is an unexpected situation coming in, which will prompt you to tackle that problem, bring some outside box thinking, and address those problems. All right. Now, this is also going to be a period where you might not have enough success during your travels. There could be some unanticipated problems, some issues, delays, loss of baggage, anything of that sort. If you're taking flight travel, I'm assuming, or any kind of long distance travel could have some issues, like your car breaks if you're driving for a long distance. Those kind of problems are bound to happen, but it'll also give you a possibility of visiting to pilgrimages that you've already been before. You will have a chance to connect with your spiritual self at a deeper level, that religious and spiritual bonding, almost to the level of nirvana, moksha, that sort of divinity is also something that you can touch upon during this point of time. So it is going to be very interesting from all those areas. Now, travel is going to be demanding. Travel is going to be a little bit difficult. Please plan around and do whatever best you can. This could be a period where your bosses, your superiors, your management could actually face problems. So if you could warn them or help them proactively in some shape or form, it will go a long way. Your teachers, your gurus, mentors could face certain issues because there could be an unexpected change that might percolate in their lives. They could also be facing some issues around that. Now, this is for sure that given that Saturn is malefic, there is a deeper strength that comes much more than to a benefit, say like a Jupiter when he is retrograde. Saturn is going to be much more powerful here, and somewhere God fearing or a religious depth or picking up certain superstitions, those kind of things could also creep in. So I don't know how to warn about it, but that is definitely a possibility. Your Saturn will be giving a retrograded aspect towards your 11th house. See, he is going to throw some tests at all of us in this retrogression because he becomes so powerful. That fear, that anxiety, those delays are promised for everybody. Everybody watching this video or not watching this video. But the point is that how do we tackle these tests? How do we overcome these challenges that Saturn is going to judge us against? That whether or not we pass this test of time or the test of Saturn coming our way. The first and the foremost thing that you'll observe is that cancers for you, the aspect into your house of gains, desires, wish fulfillment is getting a very strong retrograded aspect. And that means he is going to see that to what extent you are ready to push yourself, to what extent you are ready to, pick up the baton and run. Your goals will seem as if they are eluding you, they are beyond your reach. Things could feel difficult from that perspective. Whatever targets you've set for yourself at your workplace, in your career, from a life goals perspective, you would feel a sense of discontentment. Uh, you might feel disheartened. But guys, I want to emphasize on this bit. Jupiter will come into exaltation in your lagna itself, and he will be trying to Saturn. And as I was saying earlier, all these things work in yogas. So it's not that everything is going to be turbulent or impossible to achieve. You have to stick through those tough periods and figure out that how do you battle these challenges? How do you keep consistent in terms of your karma? You will be required to put in more efforts. You would be and expected to put in more, hard work in terms of achieving those objectives. And yes, there could be a certain delay, but I am confident that for you folks as well, Cancerians, there will be a very high chance that you will achieve your goals in the fag end of this transit. Once before he becomes direct again in the later part of October, early part of November, you will see that it will materialize in a positive way for you. And that is why it is crucial for you to understand that whilst the tunnel might appear dark, there is light at the end of it. You have to remember this bit. So, Cancerians, that is another thing that you have to keep in mind. Apart from that, this could be a period where you could get associated with some of your friends, old friends with whom you've not spoken for a while, people who are living at far distances, especially your elder siblings. They could face some level of challenges from a health perspective. I think siblings, both elder and younger, could face some challenges. So please keep a watch out on that. They might require some effort from you. You might have to travel to meet them. You might have to support them financially or in terms of your effort or whatever, emotionally. Some bit of a support will be required by your siblings during this period, Cancerian. So be prepared for that as well. Now, Saturn is going to be giving us, again, retrograded aspect to your third house. You will realize that this is a period where you would want to cut some slack for yourself, and Saturn is going to allow you to do that. I think I alluded this bit for the people specifically who are running their businesses or with their partners, but in general, in your own karma as well, this is going to be a period where Saturn, see, this is the irony. On one side, if you want to fulfill your goals, he's expects you to work harder. But somewhere there will be situations that you will feel relaxed as well, and you would find those phases where, after extraordinary amount of effort, You will get some vacation time. You will get some time to chill with your family members, with your near and dear ones. Enjoy some good food. Those possibilities are also there. Now, see, having that balance is what these stars, these planets expect. Forget astrology. That is the right thing to do, finding balance in life. But the moment you tint in either of those directions, that is where the problems arise. So if you are cutting too much of a slack for yourself and you are not putting enough efforts, then you can let go of your goals and objectives. But at the same time, if you're working at a maddening level to achieve something, it could result into lack of mental peace, lack of satisfaction as well, and you necessarily would not want that. So think from that bit as well. Your past efforts that you've put, they will materialize into some wealth giving opportunities as well, some positive outcome in terms of you expanding, better food, good quality time, short brief vacations. All of that is there on the card. Yet, when you take that brief vacation, some problem during the vacation time, during the travel time is bound to happen. Okay. So don't get upset. Be prepared for it. That is why you guys are here and watching this video, because you have to understand that how you deal with this test, this sadistic behavior of Saturn, because he wants to see that whether or not you deserve the rewards that he has to give you. Then he's giving a retrograded aspect to your sixth house as well. See, obstacles, again, as I said, I cannot repeat it. It's almost like all of these aspects are indicating very similar things. There is then a consistent need for you to remain disciplined, but there will be situations where you feel like, "Oh, I've been waking up 5 a.m., 6 a.m. on the trot for the last few months. I want to sleep, I want to get some rest. Maybe I'll start waking up 7, 8 o'clock now." I have nobody to tell you what is the right approach, but the point I'm trying to make is that there will be some sort of a shift, some sort of a relaxation, some sort of a slack that you would want to find. But at the same time, if you push it too hard, if you drop your guards too much, that might be detrimental for you. You might find challenges coming your way. Health is something I would want you to be cautious about, both for your partners as well as for yourself. This is where you'll have to be careful that you are doing, eating the right food, not, over focusing on one bit or being excessive in one direction, but finding that balance there too. Find some time for exercise. It's an retrograded aspect to the sixth. It is crucial for you to address it. There will be enemies, there will be foes who might try to create problem at your workplace, in your day-to-day life. There could be certain unexpected failures as well that might come in the direction of students who are watching this video, and they might not be satisfied with the outcomes. Again, guys, fear not. Please check your natal Saturn's strength. It is very important to have that clarity and that detailed information available with you. But you will realize that the outcomes on certain areas might not be as you've anticipated, and you might have to rework, you might have to bring some outside in thinking, out of the box thinking, to solve those problems too. So be prepared to take that plunge. It might not be a bad idea for you to avoid your enemies. Unnecessary confrontations should be avoided at this point in time, because it might not bear the right bit of results. Yes, for now at least Jupiter is tackling it, but once Jupiter is out, in the last phase, your enemies could overpower you as well. So that is something you will have to be careful. This is also going to be a crucial period in terms of job change, career change, pivot from all those perspectives. There is a possibility that some of you might want to proactively make a job shift. Some of you could be forced to make that shift. Please be planning, please be preparing in that direction as well. All right. I hope this video has given you detailed insights as to what you should be doing in the next few months. I want I would want you to remain positive. I would want you to see that this is a period where Saturn becomes powerful, and he is going to gain strength to test us and what we have to do to overcome that examination from him. If you keep that positive mindset, you will sail through. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you have, then please smash on that like button, subscribe to the Astrology, and keep watching.